Before I start my speech, I want Kathy to tell you something real quick. You guys know Kathy Chavez. She's the president of the Albuquerque Education Assistance Association. She's a vice president of AFT New Mexico and, on a national level, the American Federation of Teachers. Kathy Chavez.
They made me do this.
Yeah, right.
You heard I was president of everything, master of none. But anyway, I just wanted you to know that when I opened up, I said that I was so proud of all of you. I think you're wonderful, decent people. And I really feel that we're all really regular people every day, trying hard to do what's best for kids. You don't scare me. You don't scare me at all. I'm not scary, at least most of the time. But get this. This is the rumor or the truth. I'm not even going to give her that title. Scandera hired a bodyguard for today and directed all of the staff inside to lock themselves in, just in case all you educators rush the building. What is that? If that isn't the dumbest thinking you've ever heard, it just answers the disrespect and the, can I say stupid? The non-knowledge of this woman about education and or educators. We don't do these kinds of things. We raise kids to be decent working human beings. Honest people. We are not the militia. We are not murderers and killers and rapists. We teach our wonderful children. I think this is a crime, if anything at all, that they should be so afraid of us. It's actually laughable. So be on your best behavior. Do not rush the building. And if you see Scandera, please smile and say, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Anything you want, ma'am. And go. Don't say anything else. I'm trying to be not scary. Give them hell.
We are protesting today against Governor Martinez's scheme to reform teacher evaluations by making a false connection between our ability to teach and student test scores. We are protesting more high stakes on bad tests. It's common knowledge. In fact, it's common sense that the emphasis on high-stakes testing has led to a narrow curriculum, cutting out recesses and limiting students' electives. But whoever said that common sense is common? Martinez and Scandera don't have the common sense that they need when it comes to padding their political resumes by sacrificing a quality education for our students. We are here to fight against high-stakes testing and for the return of a well-rounded education system. We know that attaching teacher and principal evaluations to high-stakes tests lacks common sense and is bad for kids. If the governor is successful with this scheme, the worst outcomes of this ill-conceived, revamped teacher evaluation system will happen. The increased reliance on inadequate measures of student learning, creating perverse incentives that focus on the wrong thing, like just filling in bubbles. Judgments about teachers based on scarce evidence and not even anything that gives teachers meaningful feedback. and effective teaching will be based on just teaching to a bad test. There is no evidence that we are motivated as teachers if we are evaluated or compensated on test scores. There is no evidence that the over-reliance on standardized tests has positive consequences. In fact, there is evidence that the consequences are negative. Test prep is not teaching, and testing is not learning. Creating a system that includes appropriate measures of student learning takes real thought, and it takes real time. When the PED is unwilling to put in that kind of time and effort, the impact on student learning will be disastrous. The PED spokesman, he who shall not be named, says that we're just protecting the status quo. He says it's no surprise that a select few are continuing to protect the status quo and fight accountability. Not true. We are not protecting the status quo. We are protecting our schools and our careers from the mathematical mood swings of the PED. We are saving our schools from the shame and the blame game of ranking and grading instead of funding and supporting. We are not protecting the status quo. We are protecting our schools from slogan reform, the kind of reform that pads a political resume but does damage to good teaching and deep learning. We are accountable. We are the people who show up every single day, sometimes working in substandard conditions, and ensure through our hard work and expertise that students succeed. We are accountable, and we are here today to demand that the politicians and the bureaucrats that are promoting this scheme are as accountable as we are. We want them to be accountable to us, accountable to the students in New Mexico. We want real reform. Real reform from the beginning to the end includes the knowledge, expertise,